Captain Oliver Steinway's quarters 740 in Halo. Captain's Level 4 log, stardate 7430.740. We are at the gate, waiting for orders from Starfleet regarding the Lexington. Starfleet has recategorized our ship as a cruiser. End of Captain's Level 4 log. Just after entering my log today, something very strange happened. The first thing was all the lights went out. Then I realized that I was in one of the cubicles on the Halo simulation system. Computer, lights. I said this as I was starting to rise from the bed inside the cubicle. There is no gravity except for a small amount where that I drifted to the side. Bridge, this is a captain, over. Yes, Captain, go ahead. I recognize the voice of Commander Dan Fowler. Can you explain why I was in the Halo configuration and why there is no gravity? Captain, we're checking on it, said Fowler. The lights were now visible as I was floating and an android entered the cubicle. We will need to resecure you, sir. Lay back down on the bed, said the android. I remembered now, this was like waking from a dream. I am supposed to be in the Halo system. After being in for so long, I had forgotten about how things worked here on a ship, on a cruiser. Until something goes wrong with the Halo system, a person can forget about the reality of gravity on a ship, or the lack thereof. One of the first things that you experience when you enter a ship, is before the ship gets underway, you are taken to the simulation system. And you are floating in weightlessness. In the simulation, you are in the ship as it would be if you had Earth gravity. The simulation in the Halo system is such, that it is in the mind and therefore anything going on outside does not matter quite so much. However, on days such as this when you reintroduce to it suddenly you're very surprised. While on duty, most of the ship's crew are in the Halo system. Mostly androids take care of what's going on the actual ship outside of the Halo system. The Halo system has been very effective until today. In past days, the only time we would experience no gravity is when we were actually needed on the actual bridge or doing something on the ship. It was referred to as out of Halo. At times it was a bit like being magic. In the Halo system, a person can instantly be at a location and it's very much like transporting. When something goes wrong with the Halo system, however, you are in the cubicle and you must remove yourself from it, and then travel weightlessly as much as you can to the actual bridge. Calling for an android can make this process much easier. All you have to do is have the android take you to the location using its onboard retros. The term I used is emergency android travel while outside of Halo. I made a mental note to add more drills on this very subject. Bridge in Halo 750. Going back in Halo, I said, computer, take me to the bridge. I was instantly transported to the bridge, in Halo. To be more clear, in simulation. Fowler had moved to the right and sat down in the ops chair. Looking left, for some reason Tabitha Green was in the chair to my left. What's going on with you two? You're in different places today, I said. Tabitha Green said, I'm out of Halo, sir. I came straight to the bridge as my device also malfunctioned. I looked around the room quickly at the other bridge members on the bridge. What shift is this? I asked. Shift 2, evening, sir, said Lee Brooke from somewhere that I could not see her. I thought it'd be easier to stay invisible in Halo, sir. Yet another slight malfunction in the system, I said. Ordinarily the computer would show the people that were actually on the bridge as well as the people that were on the bridge in Halo. This is going like a simulation, I said. It is like a simulation inside of a simulation, said Tabitha Green. It all started for me whenever I fell asleep, I suppose. I said. I think I was in my quarters in Halo. I have not thought so much about the Halo gravity solution since, well, for a long time, I said. A scientist named Juanita Black came up with the idea of using the Halo system in place of the need for gravity on a ship in outer space. Intelligence Chief Theo Boone entered the bridge. Captain, I think I found both a solution to the Halo problem and the reason why it took place. Go ahead, Mr. Boone, I said. Starfleet Intelligence has been running simulations. One or two of those were apparently hidden in Halo game sims that we downloaded at Earth. One of them was called Pirates. It may be that we looped into it some time ago. You figure this out, I said. I need to know what is real, what happened and what did not happen. Like how long ago, Boone? Days, maybe weeks, sir. I could not believe what I was hearing. I will look back in the logs, Mr. Boone, maybe I can help you out. I said this, rising to my feet and then walking to the door of my captain's office. Captain's office 755 IH. The first thing that I did whenever I was in my office and the door was closed, was ask the computer to take us out of Halo. Computer, take us out of the Halo simulation. Halo bed 1757. I realized what had done wrong as soon as I was back in the cubicle. My mind was feeling strange because I fully expected to be in my office. Bridge, this is Steinway, I am out of Halo. This is the bridge, affirmative, said someone I did not recognize. I was up and out of the cubicle, floated towards the door, and an android caught me. This was an nondescript android, blank-looking face. Take me to the bridge, android, I said. I held onto the belt of the android as it used its retro rockets to take us down the corridor into the turbo lift and from there to the bridge. Bridge was mostly empty except for me and Fowler and one android. I knew that there were other members there in Halo. I see that we both had the same idea, number one, I said. At least until we know it's fixed, sir, said Fowler. Is there anything from Boone yet, I asked. He communicated short while ago and said that we may not have actually departed the gate system when the Lexington departed. In other words, sir, we have been here all this time. So most of what happened on those days did not happen, I said. I will wait following report from Boone, but yes, I think so. Well, number one, I'm hungry and tired. I'm going to go to my quarters and actually create a meal, outside of the Halo system, that I can reasonably believe is real food. I looked at the android. Come on, android, let's go. Take me to my quarters. Android latched onto me and took off. You know, android, I could really live like this. This is actually a great way to travel on a ship. We made it to my quarters. Captain Steinway's quarters. That's where everything changed because I was going to need to keep the android with me just in case I needed a lift. I remembered a time whenever I had to do this on older ships. The older ships were more attuned to weightlessness, handrails and such. A person would fly toward a hatch rather than a door. Bridge. 7,431.305. Captain Steinway, this is Boone over. What is it, Mr. Boone? Captain, the Halo reprogramming has been accomplished and tested. You may return to the cubicle at any time, sir. Thank you, Mr. Boone, I said, rising from my chair. After you, number one. We both floated toward the door, waiting for an android to pick us up and take us the rest of the way. Halo Deck 306. I floated directly to my customary cubicle, number one. I watched other crew members also approaching their cubicles and entering. I lay down on the bed of the Halo simulation and said, "Computer, take me to the bridge." Bridge in Halo time, 309. I was on the bridge and in my captain's chair. I stood and tested the gravity, it was perfect. The other members of the daytime first shift appeared on the bridge. It was not like magic. Each member entered through the door. If seen outside the simulation, there would be androids in place of each one of us on the bridge. Lieutenant Dexter, the operations officer from the previous duty shift, walked up to me and I said, "Report." Besides the switch to the Halo system, sir, nothing out of the ordinary has happened. I have filed my duty shift report for any small details. Situation normal, right, I said, dismissed. The night shift operations officer departed the bridge. I was uncertain as to who I was to task the next idea with. On the one hand, it was a problem for engineering. On the other, I knew that my first officer could successfully accomplish this. Number one, get with someone in engineering and make it so that a person can ask the computer to see the situation outside of Halo, so that we can see who's on the bridge in reality and who is not. Tell me you understand and then make it so. Dan Fowler twisted his lips and then was in thought about it for a moment. You want it so that we can see like a picture-in-picture, in our mind possibly, the room outside of Halo. Correct, Captain. Yes, number one, picture-in-picture, exactly, make it so. On it, sir, said Commander Fowler, departing the bridge. Tabitha Green turned to me from her position at ops. Captain, I believe that your security officer has already done something like this for himself. I used my communicator. Mr. Boone, go to engineering and consult with Commander Fowler on the issue of in Halo, out of Halo, viewing techniques. Affirmative, Captain, came Mr. Boone's deep voice. Some time later, both Commander Fowler and Boone entered the bridge. Fowler stepped up to my captain's chair. "So we've simply accomplished our mission. The security settings for the Halo simulator in which only Boone was using is now available to us all. You can try it out now, sir." "And how do I do that, number one?" I asked. Sorry, Captain, you simply asked the computer to view outside of Halo. Okay, I said, computer view outside of Halo. This turned out to be much better than picture-in-picture. I looked around the room seeing it as if I was sitting on the bridge outside of the Halo simulator. I was seeing no humans, only androids in our places. Very good to the both of you, I said. I however require an actual picture-in-picture of you for the following reasons. I want to see what android is what person. Tabitha Green spoke up. You should be able to ask the computer to do that for you, sir. Computer, show me a picture-in-picture, so that I may see what android is what person in the Halo. The view changed and it was exactly what I asked for. Except for it being picture-in-picture, the heads of the androids were the individuals. I saw the head of Tabitha Green on the android in her position. Looked rather odd. I don't know why we have not been doing this before. This is really fun, I said. After this, each one of them had to try it for themselves. The situation was suddenly like a party. This is better than the day that we first figured out how to use thought projection, said Tabitha. Where do the androids look so different? Asked number one. These are specially tasked androids for the purpose of acting as one of the members of the crew, said Tabitha Green. Note the color of the ring on the collar and their rank. The pens are there. And if you look even closer, you will see a small name tag. I looked and I could see Tabitha Green's name on her android. You would have to get rather close to see the name tag, I remarked. Number one, you have the bridge, I said, getting to my feet and going to the door. I will be in sick bay. Sick bay. Dr. Nolan, I said to the doctor as I entered sick bay. I would like to report on illness because of the Halo system. Yes, I call it Halo sickness, sir, and it's really the process of becoming out of shape due to lack of exercise. Yes, I was aware of this, however I was unaware that we were so constantly bombarded by the process of being in Halo like we have been. It sort of takes care of itself, sir. If a member of the crew seems to be out of shape because of the Halo, they will be given some reason to leave Halo or to do some strenuous activity outside the Halo system. Do tell. We are aware of this when it happens, right? Dr. Nolan did not answer at first. Not every time, sir, but that's by the program. It's a byproduct of simulations. Generally people want realism. Well, doctor, I really want to stay in shape. Understood, Captain. I can work that into the simulation system with the help of engineering. Make it so, doctor, I said, leaving sick bay. Halo deck. It was nearing the end of my shift. Computer, exit Halo simulation, I said. Android, take me to my quarters. I watched the android that was standing beside my cubicle. I grabbed the straps on the android's back and rode the rest of the way down the corridor to the turbo lift and then finally to my quarters. I then secured myself at the table with a meal to end my day. This is the end of this episode. Thanks for listening. I am Eugene, the son of Douglas.
Let me say here too, with my own voice, which is for some reason cracking right now. Excuse me. If I could pause it, I would. Um, Basically, there was only a couple of typos there. And I realize now that I could have gone longer if I wanted a 30-minute episode. So it looked like it was going to run a whole hour, but I was wrong. So now I know it's only about 20 minutes. Not bad. This is a slight change from what I was doing with the series, which I had called OS Trek, basically because of Oliver Steinway Trek, Oliver Steinway being the captain. And so now I've kind of made a shift to Halo since I've worked that in. Okay, now then, I am Eugene, son of Douglas. End of episode. Thanks for listening.